Tennis is one of the hardest sports just from a game point of view. Every single action can lose you a point.
Being on the court by yourself, figuring things out, you can be really down in a match. But the good thing with tennis is you've never lost until the final point. I'd definitely like to be in the top 50 in the WTA rankings. I'd say I'm quite resilient on and off the court. I've had to deal with different things off the court, which has been quite challenging. Have to show a lot of fight and a lot of independence. Key things to kind of become a better person on and off the court. Hi, my name is Freya Christie. I'm a professional tennis player from Nottingham. 3 words to describe myself, I'd probably say quite resilient. I'd say I'm quite resilient on and off the court. I've had to deal with different things off the court, which has been quite challenging. Determined. I'm always striving for my goals, and ever since I was young, that's, you know, all I've had my eyes set on. And competitive, 100%. Growing up with tennis, the service it's done for me is it's really made me grow as a person. Tennis is a game that really makes you grow up fast, and if you don't, you'll get left behind. The independence of being on the tennis court has really translated to life outside of tennis as well.
Tennis is all about recovering from disappointments, dealing with disappointment when you lose on a court, particularly when it's just yourself, dedication to training, like all of those, like if you were to wanting to build a person through life, you'd want these ingredients in hand.
Losing my dad at quite a young age and having to travel just by myself, that's really kind of made me grow up quicker, and I think for the better really, because I think I'm a much better person for that. So tennis has definitely improved me in that sort of way.
Some of the more influential figures in a tennis player's life would be family, their coach, who they train with. I think it's everybody who's around the tennis player, and more than anything, it's themselves.
For sure, all of my family have probably the biggest service. I've got 3 older brothers, so tennis was something that I could be really competitive with and have a lot of fun with them. So for sure, they will be included. And my mum, she helped me so much, like picking me up from school and taking me to tennis lessons, and all the effort driving up and down the country to play. And also my dad, who you know, at the very start of my career, you know, was taking me and my brothers down to the local park court to play tennis. And also for me growing up, Kim Clijsters, Serena Williams, Andy Murray being a British tennis icon, they were, you know, huge role models, and you know, they're so competitive, and I'm super competitive as well, and I think that's where a lot of the drive comes from. When you have really tough moments on the tour, there's a lot of times where you really do consider, is it worth all this hard work? Definitely after the COVID year, it was even more lonely on the tour. Travel was really expensive, and you were just there by yourself and very isolated. You know, we had strict rules, so although it was, you know, amazing we were able to do our jobs again, it was really difficult, and when the results weren't going well as well, it was almost, you know, a point where I thought about hanging the rackets up.
The challenges of being a professional tennis player are vast. Like, I think we can go into the emotional state that you are on court. Everything's on you, and it's very, very difficult to deal with that kind of anxiety of every shot mattering and everything like that. And every single action can lose you a point. If you make a mistake in tennis, it goes onto the scoreboard, so you get direct feedback.
I come from a very normal family. We don't have a lot of money, and I think from where I'm from, there wasn't that many people playing tennis as well. So I think, it has been a hurdle kind of getting into tennis.
The class barrier in tennis is something that's been talked about a lot. I think tennis is grouped in with maybe golf and maybe some other sports that are slightly towards that upper class. If you are able to eat better food, stay in a nicer hotel, have a coach with you every single week, then I think I'd be lying if I said that didn't make a difference.
The financial pressure is so high. Other sports, you might get a monthly salary, or you've got that income coming in, whereas in tennis, if you don't win matches, you simply just don't earn money. And everything I've done throughout my career so far is to try and pursue my dream. It's expensive, and I don't really have that money, so it's finding ways, playing other tournaments, money tournaments, trying to generate that money to just go straight back into the travel again to compete and try and get my ranking up and achieve my goals.
Tennis players are really resilient. They get a lot of life skills from it because actually they are able to go through these moments and with the right support and the right mindset, really build character that way.
An advantage. Probably growing up with 3 older brothers. I mean, it was definitely challenging. I was the only girl and the youngest, so I definitely had to kind of fight my way through the family. But playing either like football in the garden with them or tennis, really built that competitive spirit. Just wanted to beat them really, and especially when I started to beat them at tennis when I was kind of 7, 8, 9 years old, I was like, this might be the sport for me. I think you've just got to have that belief really deep down, and especially know that you've done the hard work off the court, and that will translate onto the court. In tennis, if you doubt yourself for 1 second, it will really throw you off. So you just always have to have that 100% belief. And there will be times, and for sure every tennis player, and especially me as well, there's been really difficult times where you do doubt yourself, and it's just remembering what you've done, where you've come from, and how hard you've worked to actually go and take that opportunity. I think you've just got to think back to, for me, that little girl who fell in love with tennis at 5 years old, and it makes it all worth it really. I'd definitely like to break the top 100 in the WTA rankings, and long term, I'd definitely like to be in the top 50 in the WTA rankings. They've been life goals for me, so if I could achieve those, that would be amazing. And I guess it's just to keep on enjoying my tennis, keep being physically fit and enjoying myself, having fun on the court. I think that's the main thing, like keeping that love for the game. And yeah.